Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth here on YouTube. Don't forget to tune into the Stench of Truth Radio. Fridays, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time on blogtalkradio.com/The Stench of Truth, all one word. The link is in the description box. Today, of course, the focus is on Osama Bin Laden, supposedly dead, killed in a raid in Pakistan. This could be a very long video where I could outline a lot of different things, and I'm going to try not to do that because I've been flooding you guys with such long videos. But let's just try to put it this way, okay? My view, Osama Bin Laden has been dead for fucking years, okay? It may be that the U.S. or some satellite agency has had his dead body frozen in storage or put in some kind of preservation until he has been needed. In the meantime, they probably have been running an operation through the CIA with an Osama Bin Laden lookalike or double. They have probably been housing him in Pakistan so that they could at some point in time say, "Hey, Pakistan, Osama Bin Laden's over there." So that now we have a political wedge to use against Pakistan if we need it. Now, I find it highly interesting that President Obama releases his supposed long-form birth certificate right before and right around the same time as the royal wedding, which is coinciding with the occult festival of Beltane, the old gods celebration. You understand? This is a giant magic spell, a giant sorceress working, all of this together. It boggles my mind. And we also have the sainting of Pope John Paul II as well. Why would they have it on fucking Beltane? Now, admittedly, President Obama did not actually announce until, I don't know, I guess it was around midnight, so it might have been technically May 2nd. But I think it was May 1st. But it doesn't matter. The news came out on Beltane that Osama Bin Laden is dead. Okay, it turns out that he was living, quote unquote, in a fortified compound in Pakistan. Now check this out, people, okay? I'm going to try to spell this out as much as I can for you very shortly, okay? And I'll have more to say on this later. The ritual of releasing the birth certificate indicating that I am the true president born in the United States. You can rely on me. You can back me up and be patriotic behind me because I'm a true son of America. And this was borne out by the so-called and supposed spontaneous gathering of people outside the White House last night, and probably in countries around the United States, cheering and rah-rahing the fucking murderous administration of the United States. And their reigning of death and destruction around the world in the name of American imperialism. Rah-rah, go USA! I'm a true son of the Republic. You can get behind me in my wars of death and murder and aggression. So, the certificate is released. It's a magic spell to put a spell on the American people that, look, I'm a true son of America. You can get behind me. Now, we have the death of the mythical figure, the Set figure, if you will, the Satan archetype, who's been dead for many years. The CIA running an op, having him living in Pakistan, the fake Osama Bin Laden, so that we can use political wedge against them should we need it. And of course, they then, supposedly after killing the long dead Osama Bin Laden in a fortified compound in Pakistan, they bury his body at sea. So no one can ever independently verify whether or not this is Osama Bin Laden. Done on purpose. Done on purpose because if it was the real body of the real Osama Bin Laden that they buried at sea or did something else with, it would reveal the fact that he has been dead for years. So they can't have that. whatever evidence they do release is not going to convince people who have already been convinced that Osama Bin Laden is dead. Understand this is an entire magic spell. And understand when I talked about the big event coming, this is part of it. I didn't realize this was going to be a giant undertaking. A giant magical myth construction. A fucking sorcerous act on this country. And it's designed, partly at least, to increase the patriotic fervor of the people in this country, to dupe more people into believing that the U.S. is carrying out some divine mission in going against terrorists to revive the war on terrorism and to bring support behind the murderous, killing administration of Barack Obama. This is just the beginning. But I suggest that if people want to start opposing this, that they flood it with negative energy by indicating that they are not for the continued war on supposed terror. And they do not buy the bullshit scenario that is being sold by the lying, manipulating, occultic, magical, sorceress administration of Barack Hussein Obama. And maybe we can interrupt the energy being generated around this issue for the magical spell and the culmination of the sorceress ritual that began with the release of President Obama's birth certificate. Buried at sea. It fucking kills me. It kills me. And people are going to be like, yeah, he's dead. Unfucking believable. It really is. But it also boggles the mind that such sorcerous workings can still be done today and people will not see that they are being manipulated and controlled. This is just the beginning, but we're not powerless people. We have as much power as all of these people just in ourselves. So don't take it as a negative thing, and don't take it as anything like there's no escape or any of that kind of stuff. I'm not telling you that at all. I'm telling you that you need to wake up to your own strength, your own reality, your own ability to affect the reality around yourself. This is what they're doing, people. This is what the sorceress and magical working is doing. It's meant to bend the reality around them. It's meant to suck people in to their orbit like a black hole. To fall into that rah-rah patriotism bullshit and accept the continued war and death. And whatever else they decide to do. Because now the president has been given legitimacy. The war on terror has been given legitimacy. Our military has been lifted up. Our CIA has been lifted up. We're all now meant to think that everything is going as planned and we need to get behind the president to support him. And that will only empower his actions at home as well. And that means the gutting and destruction of the social safety net. And furthermore, supporting the fact that they can't possibly cut any money from the defense budget, and they can't possibly think about ending these wars now, because now we've made a critical blow and we need to keep driving on to finish what we started. In fact, it's very technically well done. But for those in the know, you can see the sorceress working and you realize the truth. And that is that there's a deeper truth underneath this, and we need to expose it, and we need to pour a lot of negative energy, a lot of their sorcerer's spell energy into this situation so that the culmination is not as rosy as they would like. So my final thoughts: Osama Bin Laden has been dead for years. The U.S. has probably kept his body in some sort of preservation. They have had a CIA operation running all this time where they have had a Osama Bin Laden lookalike living in Pakistan, able to move anywhere, so that they could use his supposed discovery within their country as political leverage to foster a new war or to force them to back us in wars that we are going to engage in. The fact that this is an entirely U.S.-run operation inside Pakistan, but supposedly with the support of the Pakistani intelligence agency, is very telling. And because of all of the other things going on, it is my contention that what we are seeing is the unfolding of a magical spell. Started before Beltane, having one of the key events happen on Beltane, the same time as the beatification of Pope John Paul II, after the royal wedding, after the release of the birth certificate, which indicates more workings in the future to some ultimate culmination. And it may be very, very bad. And do not forget that a false flag event could be very real. Not doom and gloom people telling you to embrace your power and to inject your power into the system to disrupt the occultic sorcerous actions that are being played out on us. Because that's exactly what this is. It's an entire sorcerous act. It amazes me. It amazes me the breadth of it. It really does. But it's there. So we can disrupt it, and I hope we will. I'll have more on this later. Thank you. Good day.